Gather some newspaper, A4 sheet of paper, pencils, markers, a ruler, scissors, glue, an eraser and a cup of tea. Using your ruler and a pencil, rule a border around your A4 sheet of paper. This is going to be our picture frame later on. Now get your cup of tea and squeeze all the water out of your cold tea bag and gently dab the remaining tea inside the lined area of your page. While your sheet of paper is drying, you need to create your own poppy. You can either use the template that has been given to you and colour that in using markers, pencils, crayons, or if you don't want to use that, you can colour in a sheet of paper and draw your own poppy by yourself. On the back of my painted paper, I started with drawing a circle and then found the middle and drew 5 petals coming out from that centre area. I could also do this using just plain coloured paper. Again, a circle. This time I used a cross to find the centre and then I drew in my petals. After drawing my poppies, I now need to cut them carefully out. If you find it a little bit difficult cutting out your flower, try cutting your circle out first and then cutting out the small pieces that are in between each petal, a bit like taking out a piece of pizza. Next I'm going to go to my newspaper and find a page where I've got mostly text. I don't want any coloured pictures and I don't want any colour on my collage. So I'm just going to gently rip out sections of plain text. Now that I've got my pieces of text, I'm going to now gently cut or rip them to the size of my artwork, the part that is inside the frame. You can do this using scissors or the side of your ruler. Start to arrange your pieces of newspaper in the foreground of your artwork. They should be lovely and layered to show depth. Once you are happy with your arrangement, start to put glue on the back of each piece of your newspaper and stick it to your background. When you're gluing, I suggest that you start from the middle of your page and then start gluing your pieces on top of each other, overlapping, coming down your page. So it's creating a lovely bit of foreground with lots of depth and texture. Now we're going to add the poppy to our picture. So if we're going to find the area that would like it, put a bit of glue on the inside bit of the poppy, stick it down and with our fingers gently crease the edges of the petal. Poppies are very fragile and they change shape in the wind. Next, I can add some detail to each petal, and now I'm adding some small black lines in the centre of the flower, which is called the stamens. Next, use a pencil to draw in the stem. Make sure you lift up the petal so we don't see the stem on the outside of the petal. You can also use a black felt tip pen or a marker to do this, and make sure you add a couple of long leaves. If you have a bigger sheet of paper, you might add a couple of poppies.